All right, hi third graders, this is Miss North here. Today for our video, we're gonna be going over the topic 14 practice assessment. You're gonna be taking this 10 question assessment online through Pearson, and it is kind of shortened. It's very similar, just like we did in class, or we had the paper base that was just like the assessment. This is kind of like some questions that are mirroring what you're gonna see on the online assessment. Only actually online it might be even a little bit easier because some of them are more multiple choice instead of like coming up with your own like this one. So hopefully that'll help you out. But if you want to print this out, it's uploaded on Schoology right underneath this video, and you can print it out and work it out with me. You can have a piece of scrap paper and kind of work out the problems when I ask you to pause, or just follow along and watch, whatever you're more comfortable with, okay? So we're gonna get started with number 1. And it says draw hands on the clock to show 4:33. So that's gonna be job number 1, okay? What time will it be in 1 hour and 14 minutes? So that's job number 2, okay? So there's 2 things that we have to do. On your quiz, it'll be a part A, part B, but on the paper, it's kind of like this instead, okay? So the first step is we have to draw the hands on this clock that show this time, 4:33, okay? And remember, there were 2 hands on a clock. There is the hour hand, which is the smaller one, and then there's the minute hand, which is the larger one, okay? And our minutes go by 5 increments every single time we go to a new number on there, okay? So I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so you can kind of see what I'm doing. So I'm in the 4 o'clock hour, and I'm not quite to 5 yet. I'm like halfway to 5, because remember that 30 part on the clock is halfway there, because 1 full hour is 60 minutes, so 30 is halfway. So that means I need to be on the 4, or I need to be in between the 4 and the 5. Okay, so there, I'm kind of like in the middle there on mine. All right, now I need to show 33. And you can go ahead and you can skip count by 5, starting with 1. So you go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then 7 would be 35. So I don't want to go all the way over there. I need to go to my 30 and count 3 little notches. So 30, 31, 32, 33. And I almost draw it like all the way there, so I make sure I'm pointing to the right one. Okay, so that'll be multiple choice for you on your quiz. So that'll be a little bit easier, but that's job number 1. And now I need to write down what time it'll be in 1 hour and 14 minutes after 4:33, okay? So I'm gonna zoom back out again, and I'm gonna work this out on my whiteboard using the strategy that I taught you guys with those like rocks and mountains and things like that, remember? Okay, so if you have another piece of paper, you could do this with me. If you have a whiteboard, you could do it with me, whatever works best for you. But we drew our line here. I start at 4:33, and I know that I'm going to be adding 1 hour and 14 minutes, okay? Oops, there we go. Okay, so 4:33, so let's do our hour first. Remember, that was a big mountain. 1 hour. So what's 4:33 plus 1 hour? 5:33. And then now I need to add my 14 minutes. So I could do a 10, right? A 10-minute hill. I'll do a 10 m per minute. So 5:33 plus 10 minutes would be 5:43. And then so that was 10 minutes. I need 4 more to be 14 minutes. And those are my little rocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 43. This would be 44, 45, 46, 47. 5:47. So that would be my time, okay? Alrighty, erase that. 5:47, I'm gonna add that to my paper. Whoa, too much. Okay. That's my answer there. All right, so here is my next question, is number 2 on this page. I'm gonna kind of like fold it so you can see a little bit better. All right, so now we're moving on to number 2, and I folded my paper so we could see it a little bit better. All right, so it says, Joseph and Ernie walked the same distance to baseball practice. Their start and end times were different. Who walked faster and by how many minutes? And then it gives us our start and end times for both of the boys on the digital clocks, okay? My answer choices are saying either Ernie walked faster, 5 minutes faster than Joseph. Joseph walked faster, 5 minutes faster than Ernie. Joseph walked faster, 15 minutes faster than Ernie, or they finished in the same amount of time. So if we need to figure out, our big question is who walked faster and by how many minutes. I've got my start and end times for both. I need to see how long it took each of them to get to baseball practice. And then I need to see who walked faster and by how much, okay? So first, let's do Joseph, okay? So this time I have a start and I have an end time, so I need to figure out how much time was in between those times. I'm gonna move this kind of like over here, okay? I actually might need more space. So again, if you wanna work this out with me, you can, okay? So this is gonna be Joseph, whoa. All right, so he starts at 4:45, and I need to add my mountains, hills, and rocks until I get to 5:15, okay? So it looks like I am not gonna be able to do a mountain, because if I did a mountain, it'd be 1 hour, and that would go from 4:45 to 5:45, and that's past this time, and I don't wanna go past it. So I'm gonna have to do some hills instead. So I'm gonna do one 10-minute hill, and that brings me to 4:55. Now, we still have more time that we need to go. Some of you are a little bit uncomfortable with doing a 10-minute jump when we're changing hours, and that's okay. If you get to here, do a 5 instead. If you're comfortable doing a 10, go for it. So there's 5. That is gonna get him to right at 5 o'clock. And now I can do another 10-minute jump, because that would be 5:10. And then I need to do one more 5-minute jump, and that will put me right at 5:15. Okay, so now I have my number line and I have to add up all my times. So, well, 10 minutes plus 10 minutes is 20. So that's those two. 5 minutes plus 5 minutes is 10. Add them all together, so 30 minutes. It took Joseph 30 minutes to walk to baseball practice. So I'm gonna write that on my paper. Okay, all right, so now I need to figure out how fast Ernie walked to baseball practice. So I'm gonna draw my number line again. Ernie started at 4:35 and ended at 5:05. So again, I can't do an hour jump because 4:35 plus an hour would be 5:35, and that's past my end time. So I'm gonna do my next best thing, which is 10 minutes. That's 4:45, 4:55. And then again, you might want to do a 5-minute jump because we're getting close to that 5 o'clock. And then another 5. And then I'll be right at 5:05. So 10 plus 10 again is 20. 5 plus 5 again is 10. Add them all together, and 30 minutes for him as well. Okay. So that means that I should choose this one. They finished in the same amount of time because it both took them 30 minutes. Okay, if you chose 12:42, you are correct. If you chose 18 minutes before 1 o'clock, you are correct. And 42 minutes after 12 o'clock, you are correct. Nice job, okay? So part B, what time was it? 4 hours and 15 minutes ago. Remember, this ago word means past. So I'm gonna go backwards on the clock. So I'm gonna start at 12:42, and I need to go backwards 4 hours and 15 minutes. So I'm gonna work this one out on our whiteboard, okay? okay? So we're going to, I'll zoom out again, draw our number line. And I'm starting here at 12:42, and I need to go backwards 4 hours and 15 minutes according to my directions, okay? Sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna first do my mountain. Oh my goodness, we're all crazy over here. So I'm gonna do a mountain backwards. Remember, we're counting backwards, so don't get mixed up. So 1 hour before 12:42 is 11:42. Another hour backwards is 10:42. Here's hour number 3. And that is 9:42. And then here is hour number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 8:42. And then I need to do 15 minutes backwards. Okay, so I'm gonna need a 10. I'm gonna need a 5, okay? So if I was you, I would write this out as little equations. So if I'm gonna do 42, well, I know 42 minutes backwards 10 would be 32. So this is 8:32, and then 32 minus 5, go backwards even a little bit more, okay? And that one's gonna be, let's see, 2 minus 5, can't do that. Gotta borrow from my 3, so my 3 becomes a 2, my 2 becomes a 12, count on. Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 7, and then 2 minus nothing is 2. So that means it'd be 8:27. Okay, so if you need to rewrite that and watch that one again or work it out again in another strategy that works for you, go for it. $8.27. All right, here we go. Our next one. We're almost done. We are on to 18 and 19 are our last ones today. Okay, zoom in again. All right, so number 18 says, Tyler used 18 kilograms of potting soil to fill flower boxes. He had already used 23 kilograms of potting soil to fill the flower pots. Write and solve an equation to find out how many kilograms of potting soil Tyler used in all, okay? So here we go, there's my question. Here's my job, write and solve an equation. That's job number 1. And then I need to figure out how many kilograms of potting soil he used in all. That's a key word right there. So I am getting a total of something. I have 2 parts and I am gonna need a total, okay? So if he used 18 before and then he used 23 before and then he used another 18, that means I'm gonna be doing the operation of addition, okay? So my equation is gonna be 18 plus 23 equals, and what letter would make sense? Maybe S for soil, right? So if you're like me, you like to stack it. So let's do 18 plus 23. 8 plus 3 is 8, 9, 10, 11. Put my 1 down here, carry 1 up here. 2 plus 1 is 3, plus 1 more is 4. 41, but 41 what? I'm looking for how many kilograms. So the answer is 41 kg for number 18, okay? So now we're ready to move on to number 19, and then we are all done, okay? A container was filled with 1,000 liters of water. After some of the water was pumped out, there was 200 liters of water in the container. Write and solve an equation to find out how many liters of water were pumped out. Okay, so that's my job, writing and solving an equation. So I started with 1,000, some water was pumped out. To me, that pumped out sounds like subtraction. And then there was 200 liters of water in the container left. So my equation is going to look like 1,000 minus something is going to equal 200. Or we could do L for liters. We wanted to keep with our letters, okay? So this time we're looking for something here in the middle. And remember, if we have a whole and we have a part and we're looking for the other part, I can also do 1,000 minus 200 will tell me what that L is over on the side, okay? Or you could always add on from 200 up to 1,000 and figure it out. Like you could skip count by hundreds. You guys know how to do that, okay? So you pause the video and you do, what do you need to do to figure out how much water was lost during that time, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and answer it for us. So the answer was 800 liters because 800 plus 200 would equal 1,000. Or if you were skip counting, maybe you went like this, 200, okay, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000, and that would have been 8 for you, okay? So good job, you guys. Let me know if you have any further questions and we can definitely get on conferences together, okay? All right, bye.